What is up, guys? JD here. Hope you're doing well today. Did a little update to my old classic Core MMP 2.0. Let's talk about it. All right, guys. So this is, at the time of this recording, my 3-year-old MMP 2.0, and I've done quite a few upgrades on this particular one. This is the factory available performance slide, comes fully assembled with the barrel and spring intact. I do want to, just for recording purposes, demonstrate nothing chambered. You can see straight through and nothing in the magazine. So I like this particular option because it's a very easy install, especially if you know how to take it down for a cleaning. Take your old slide off, which went to good use. We'll talk about that here in a second. But once you take that off, you just put the new slide on, and there's quite a few differences. So on the Performance Center, I will say the slide cuts are a little bit more aggressive, but not awful. It also adds like this beaver tail back here on the back. So if you have and or struggle with the grips, you also have these beaver tails that you can grab onto to help get some additional leverage for the pool. Like the Core, it does keep your optic ready cut out here, and I just transferred my Holosun over. This one also roughly about 3 years old and runs flawlessly, and I like a lot of the features. So I just wanted to keep that one on here because this is my home defense and range toy. On occasion, I will remove the light and carry it in a Kodak sheath in the wintertime, just because I do like this one so much. Now, some differences are you have some vent cuts and a large vent cut up at the top, and then you have the compensator forward of the front sight. So I love that that has those features, and then it does have some additional slides here. So I'm not sure if it's intended, but like for the press check, I do feel like that helps a little bit. It grabs a little bit of the webbing. So just a little bit of additional leverage when you're doing a quick press check. Keeps the external ejector port, and it does add, I think, a little bit of more length. I have to go back and look at my wife's pistol. So her pistol was even older than my 2.0, and hers only had like the lower fish scales and the rear fish scales, and it didn't have the optic ready on it, and she had the low riding sights as well. So I gave her mine because it had the fish scales up top, it had the co-witness raised sights, and the cutout for an optic that I'm going to have her test and give some feedback on and see what she thinks about that one. This one here, the way that it's done, you can't really co-witness with it. It does have the tritium front sight, night sight, and then the blacked out rear. I really do like the way those worked when I was shooting it without the optic on there, just to kind of get a sense for it. I haven't had a chance to take this one out to zero to center yet. It's been snowing a lot, so I'm just kind of waiting for it to calm down. I'm hoping actually later today to be able to get this one out there to get some shots for this particular footage. And if you are just checking it out for this time, Apex upgrade here, and just testing out for home, the Mini Valkyrie 2. This one here, a little bit different. You kind of push down, you can momentary, or you can just push down to cut it on as opposed to the push in. So a little bit different. I also like this one here because it does, where they have the quick release, it does provide a spot for me to kind of leverage semi like a gas pedal, but it is smaller and more compact and rechargeable. So there are some drawbacks to this one. It's not going to really help that much with the muzzle flip, which I'm hoping with this compensator won't be like a really big deal. But I will say just a quick difference compared to the Shield, and I'm hoping I can at least get these to face each other. Shield, just a quick press check. This one empty, no mag or anything like that, and the mag itself is empty. So I'm just going to throw that in there really quick. But just some small differences that I'm noticing. You don't get the extra cutout, obviously, because you don't have the real estate for it, but they do give you those serrations on the top for the press check. Very similar slide cuts, very similar styled serrations, but more aggressive, in my opinion, on the M2.0 than it is versus the Shield. The sights are the same. The cutout is RMSC versus RMR. Well, actually, they give you plates for this, so I didn't check to see if they have something for RMSC. or anything like that. I think they have like Armor, Delta Point, and I am forgetting one. But actually it comes with quite a few plates, so I don't know what else it'll work with. But everything is very similar in that regard. And this one, when I took it out the very first time, whenever I was switching mags for whatever reason, it wasn't picking up. But then like after the first like 50 rounds, it was chambering properly. What I was noticing, like when I would rotate the mags, it would slide close, but it didn't grab for whatever reason the first round. And then from 50 rounds up to 300 rounds, it was flawless, so no issues whatsoever. But I just wanted to really quickly show the newer triggers from Smith & Wesson are so nice. There's not a lot of take up while the safety's on. There's not a lot of take up to get to where you need to hit the wall. So this is the wall right here. And if you look at it, I don't want to dry fire my pistols. The take up with the apex is very similar. So this is all take up, and then you're at the wall. And the reset's really good on them. Yeah, I would say they're very similar. But the advantage with the APEC is you could adjust the poundage to your liking. Let's go ahead and cut over to the field and let's get some impressions with actually firing this one. All right, so new slide from Performance Center for the MMP 2.0 Compact. First shots out of it, and I transferred my Holosun over, so I have a feeling I'm probably going to need to zero it in just based off of my experiences now with the O-Sight SE. Everything was shooting to the left. All right, that feels good. Holosun is zeroed in, so I don't know what's going on with the O-Sight. I might reload the ammo and come back to that one here in a minute. But yeah, I'm first shot's really liking the recoil on this, so let's see what we can do. All right, last one. Man, these sight and everything feels really good out of the box. Pulled on quite a few. Let's go take a look. A little low. I'm gonna load up one more magazine and maybe adjust it up slightly. I think we're good. Moving on.